you must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby, look at you now.
Hi everybody, how are you today? I'm wearing my I Miss Abe shirt. I wish I could go to Illinois and visit Lincoln's home again, but right now it's not good to travel. But I'm going to continue reading the book called The BFG, and I don't want to show you too many pictures because I want you to imagine. Now yesterday when we read the BFG, that was chapter 1. It was called The Witching Hour. Remember, this is Sophie. Those were her glasses on the bed next to her, and the moon was shining through on her pillow. And it says here, while the moon was shining on Sophie's pillow, she couldn't believe how quiet and silent it was everywhere. Suddenly, there was something very big. And if you remember, Sophie decided to go and look out the curtains and see what there was, and she saw something very, very big and very dark across the street. So today, the second chapter is called Who? Who is it? It wasn't a human. It couldn't be. It was 4 times as tall as the tallest human. It was so tall its head was higher than the upstairs windows of the houses. Sophie opened her mouth to scream, but no sound came out. Her throat, like her whole body, was frozen with fright. This was the witching hour, all right. The tall black figure was coming her way. It was keeping very close to the houses across the street, hiding in the shadowy places when there was no moonlight. On and on it came, nearer and nearer. But it was moving in spurts. It would stop, then it would move on, then it would stop again. But what on earth was it doing? Aha! Sophie could see now what it was up to. It was stopping in front of each house. It would stop and peer into the upper window of each house in the street. It actually had to bend down to peer into the upstairs windows. That's how tall it was. It would stop and peer in. Then it would slide onto the next house and stop again and peer in, and so on all along the street. It was much closer now, and Sophie could see it more clearly. Looking at it carefully, she decided it had to be some kind of person. Obviously, it was not a human, but it was definitely a person, a giant person, perhaps. Sophie stared hard across the misty moonlit street. The giant, if that's what he was wearing a long black cloak. In one hand, he was holding what looked like a very long, thin trumpet, and in the other hand, he held a suitcase. The giant had stopped now right in front of Mr. and Mrs. Gucci's house. The Gucci's had a greengrocer's shop in the middle of the high street, and the family lived above the shop. The 2 Gucci children slept in the upstairs front room. Sophie knew that. The giant was peering through the window into the room where Michael and Jane Gucci were sleeping. From across the street, Sophie watched, and she held her breath. She saw the giant step back a pace and put the suitcase down on the pavement. He bent over and opened it and took something out of it. It looked like a glass jar, one of those square ones with a screw top. He unscrewed the top of the jar and poured what was in it into the end of the long trumpet thing. Sophie watched, trembling. She saw the giant straighten up again. She saw him poke the trumpet into the open window of the room where the Gucci children were sleeping. She saw the giant take a deep breath, and he blew through the trumpet. Whoa! No noise came out. But it was obvious to Sophie that whatever had been in the jar had now been blown through the trumpet into the Gucci children's bedroom. What could it be? As the giant withdrew the trumpet from the window and bent down to pick up the suitcase, he happened to turn his head, and he glanced across the street. In the moonlight, Sophie caught a glimpse of an enormous, long, pale, wrinkly face with the most enormous ears. The nose was as sharp as a knife, and above the nose were 2 bright, flashing eyes, and the eyes were staring straight at Sophie. There was a fierce and devilish look about them. Sophie gave a yelp. Ah! and pulled back from the window. She flew across the dormitory and jumped into her bed and hid under the blanket. And there she crouched, still as a mouse and tingling all over. And I'm going to show you the picture that I drew for today. This is my drawing. And it says, the giant was 4 times bigger than a human. He carried a thin trumpet, you see that? And a suitcase. He blew something into the Gucci kid's window. Oh no, the giant spotted Sophie watching him. She was scared. And so that's chapter 2 of our book, the BFG. And if you want to, when I read the book, if you had a tablet or a notebook or some paper, you could draw some pictures too while you're listening and see how your drawings compare to mine. So I hope you're enjoying this. Actually, it might seem a little bit scary at the very start, but the BFG stands for the Big Friendly Giant. And the book, it's very funny as it goes on, and I think you're going to love it. This next book is called My Beautiful Child. Oh, all of you are so beautiful. Grandma loves you so much. And some of you I haven't been able to hug and hold, and I miss you. This is I Want to Show You Everything, My Beautiful Child. Oh, they were making the world. It looks like, look at that again. They're making the world out of what? Looks like peas and vegetables. What fun. Maybe cereal. I'm not sure. I guess cereal. I want to show you how big the sky is. Oh, the sky is so big, isn't it? And how green the grass is. They just mowed the grass, and look at, she's got on a grass skirt, grass for hair. I want to show you how perfect a flower is. Oh, it's so much fun to grow flowers, and how soft a blanket can be. Oh, some of you have your favorite blankets, don't you? How sweet a strawberry is. Oh, I think we all love strawberries. And how the rain can tickle your face. That's so much fun to do, to feel the rain coming down on your face. How warm the sun is. Yep, sometimes the sun is too warm, but this time it's warm, and they're going to have some fun water play. And how a shadow will follow you wherever you go. Look how long that shadow is. Sometimes they're long and sometimes they're short, aren't they? I want to show you what was here before you were born. Oh, that tree is very old. Yep. And how many ways there are to say hello. Oh, look at her. She's making friends. My beautiful child, how strong your cry is. Yes, even a baby's cry is very strong, isn't it? And how bright your smile can be. Look at him having fun with Daddy. Daddy's shaving. He's brushing his teeth. Someday that little boy will be shaving too. Believe it or not. I want you to smell a spring day. Oh, it's so much fun to smell spring when the flowers start to grow and it rains, or maybe the earth smells so good. And to crush an autumn leaf in your hand. What I like to do when I walk is I like to step on leaves and crush them. What do you see in a dark room? Look at that. What fun. What do you hear when you're snuggled next to me? Oh, they're laying in the hammock. What fun that is. My beautiful child, I want to show you everything. Look at the beautiful moon and the stars. especially how much I love you. And I don't think you realize how much your mommies and daddies love you until you become a mommy and daddy yourself and you grow up. But your mommies and daddies love you so much. I'm going to do one last book. It's called ABC, Schools for Me. This is about someone that's going to be going to preschool. Look at that. ABC, Schools for Me. Alphabet from A to Z. Books that are just right for me. Crayons for coloring in my hand. Dump trucks playing in the sand. What fun. A, B, C, D. E, eating snack around the rug. F, friends who share a hello hug. Hello, let's be friends. G, glue sticks for some glitter art. H, hats hang in the dress-up cart. Look at all those hats. Which one would you choose? You like the Santa Claus hat or the crown? You want to be a fireman? What fun. I, imagination, thinking cap. It's so much fun to imagine, isn't it? J, jumping rope across the map. Look at that map that they're jumping rope across. K, kitchen during free choice hour. L, letter blocks that build a tower. They're having so much fun. M, magnets to be traced in pen. N, numbers I can count to 10. Can you count to 10? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I knew you could do it. O, opposites, like yes and no. Up and down, big and little, slow and fast. It's so much fun to name opposites, isn't it? P is for paper puppets and Play-Doh. Oh, Grandma likes making Play-Doh for you. Q, quacks while tapping Duck, Duck, Goose. They're playing Duck, Duck, Goose. What fun. R, rabbit's cage is coming loose. S, scissors scraps upon the floor. T, teacher waiting by the door. U, upstairs for our read aloud. V, visit to the potty. Very proud. Yep, we all have to go potty. W, water fountain, wait in line. X, xylophones at music time. La 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 da 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 da, ding ding. Oh, this is such a fun school. I'd like to go there. And Grandma can't turn the page. This is Y, yellow school bus, coats on the rack. Oh, it looks like it's going to be the end of the day. Z, zipping up our big backpacks. Learning ABC is clever. We'll remember them forever. Let's sing ABCs before I go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. That's right, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Bye, everybody. I love you. My beautiful grandchildren, I love you so much. Mwah. Bye.
Amen.